Hi there, it's Carol with Carol B Crafts. Today we'll be making card number 2 in my We Must Celebrate online card class. The We Must Celebrate card class kit will be available through May 31st, 2018. If you'd like the details on how you can get the card class kit, which contains all the materials you need to make 8 cards, 2 of each of these designs, check out my website www.carolbcrafts.com and see how you can get the class kit as a gift from me with a qualifying purchase at stampinup.com using my current host code. Now if you don't have the kit, no worries, I will put the dimensions and supplies on my website. Just search We Must Celebrate and these should come up. So let's go ahead and let me clear these away and we'll get started. Now, of course, the stamps that we'll be using will be the We Must Celebrate stamp set, and it does retire June 1st, 2018. So be sure to pick this up before they are sold out. They're guaranteed through May 25th, and after that, it's first come, first serve. Now, this is a darling little stamp set that has these little animals and a few things to embellish with and some birthday and just sweet little sentiments. The stamps that we'll be using today is the bear stamp, and we're going to mask off parts of the stamp so that we can get just the bear, but don't worry, that's not going to be too difficult. I'm going to be using Scotch Magic tape, and I will have it on a dispenser. I find that's easier to use than the washi tape, but if you have washi tape, you could use washi tape as well. This is a wider and I think a better use for it than washi tape, but and I haven't used regular masking tape or clear tape, so this doesn't leave a sticky residue. That's why I like to use the magic tape. Now I have a separate video that shows how to do the stamping, the coloring of the image. I will stamp the image with you, but the coloring, you'll need to check out that video, and I'll put a link to it in my description below, but you should find it. The video before project 1 in this class kit should be on YouTube. So let's see where the kit is. Okay, here's the kit that goes with the class, this particular card, and you will get 2 of them because you get 2 of each card. Let's do a little inventory. We have our regular thick Whisper White card base. I'll go ahead and just fold that. Now this uses 1 sheet of the 6x6 paper in the Tutti Frutti collection of DSP. And so I took a 6x6 sheet of paper and I cut it down to 5 1/4. So I cut off 3/4 off the edge. And then this is, so this piece is 5 1/4 by 4, and this piece is 5 1/4 by 6. And we'll be using this piece for the front with the little arrows pointing down, and then this piece here, like you see in the card. Now on top of our card base, we're going to have a Calypso coral, and it's going to be 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and this is a horizontal landscape card. And then on top of that will be our DSP. I've already given you the dimensions of. Inside it will be the sentiment. I don't know if I showed you the inside. Happy birthday. We have a piece of Calypso coral, 4 1/8 by 3 3/8, and then I gave you 2 pieces of just regular Whisper White, 3 3/4 by 3. That's going to go on the inside. We'll be stamping on that. Now for the circle, we have the largest scalloped circle in the Layering Circles Framelits dies, and then we have the second largest circle in the Layering Circles Framelits dies, and this is in thick Whisper White because we're going to be coloring. Inside your envelope you'll have 3 pieces, 7 inches each, of the Calypso Coral 1/8 inch sheer ribbon. That's a carryover from our current annual catalog, and I'm glad to see that they did carry over quite a bit of the ribbon, because I still have some of it left to use. Inside your envelope will be the heart and 2 dots, circles, and they are from the metallic enamel shapes, and they are retiring. So if you want those, these are silver. They come in silver and gold in a package together. And what I did is I just took the hearts and the dots and I colored them with the light Calypso Coral alcohol marker, because the alcohol marker will stay put. It won't rub off. So that's where I got those. So now we're ready to do some stamping. So I've cleared everything away. I have my 2 thick Whisper White circles cut from the second largest circle die in the layering circle framelits. And I have my 2 pieces of regular Whisper White 3 3/4 by 3. And you only need 1 of each, but I do like to give you extra in case there's a little problem. Now the video that I have shows the stamping of all 4 of the animals together. This one I'm going to stamp with you is going to be with the masking, but the coloring you will get from the video that I made before this. So I'm going to use my Stamp-A-Majig, or if you have a hinged stamp positioner, you can use that, like the Stamparatus. And I'm just going to tape this down so it stays in place for me. I'll get my stamp and my block, and it's on an E-block. I'm also going to bring in the camera, and hopefully I won't forget to zoom out. So to mask for just the bear, I'm going to get my tape, and where his little foot and hand, and that's where I'm going to put my tape. And then I'm just going to push in between to make sure. And I'm going to put another piece, a longer piece, to just kind of hold that in place. So you can see how I've masked that. Now I'm going to mask off the raccoon. And I'm going to start by putting a piece here and pressing to make sure that's covered. Then I'm going to put a piece in this direction, and then I'll put a piece here. I don't know that I need to mask that off, but I think I will, just because I don't want to risk having a little problem with that. That's a lot of masking. You might not need to do it as much. I'm just kind of since I'm on video, I don't want to have any mistakes. So we're going to get our Memento Tuxedo black ink, our plastic sheeting for our Stamp-A-Majig and the arm. Now the Stamp-A-Majig is retiring, so if you want to get one, if you don't already have one, be sure to pick one up. It's even at a discounted price right now. So check it out on StampinUp.com and use that current host code to earn host rewards or customer rewards. Alright, we're going to ink up our bear. And this is just going to be to show me where the bear is, because I'm going to put it on my Stamp-A-Majig. Now that gives me an idea where my bear is. I want to leave room for the word celebrate here at the bottom. So it's about a little more than a ½ inch from the bottom. And there's really no right or wrong placement as long as you put him in the center and leave room for the word celebrate. And I think that's a good spot for him. So I'll go ahead and ink up my stamp again. Make sure it doesn't move. So I'm probably going to do that off of camera. Please forgive me. Okay, so I have him stamped up, Now I'm going to go ahead, before, it's very important before you stamp him, to take these pieces of tape off. And then you're going to remove the plastic. Be careful not to move the arm. And then you're going to go straight down and push in the center behind the bear. Okay, I have my bear. Okay, so now we're going to do the celebrate part, and we're going to do that with the We Must Celebrate stamp, but we're going to mask off the We Must Celebrate part right here. That's pretty easy to do. And all that's left now is the celebrate, so I'll ink that up and make a stamping image on my Stampin'-A-Jig. And that's going to help me to know where to place my stamp for celebrate, right under the bear. Ink up my stamp again and be sure to take off the tape. Okay, so now we are ready to color, and you can watch that video to see how to color your bear, whether you want to use the Stampin' Blends or the watercolor pencils. So next we're going to do the inside sentiment, which is happy birthday. So I'll put some snail on here and put this down to hold it in place. And we'll use, whoops, doesn't want to stay in place. You push it down a little better. And we'll use the happy birthday. We don't have to do any masking. So let me put the Stampin'-A-Jig in place and ink up my stamp. And that will help me to know where my happy birthday is going to go. I want it about right there. That looks good. So I will bring in the image here, ink it up, straight down and up. Happy birthday. Okay, we are done with our stamping. We're ready to start building our card. So we know that the ribbon is going to be wrapped around this part of our card before we put it on our card base. So let's measure from the top of our DSP. Now these chevrons are pointing, or little arrows are pointing down. So we're going to measure 7/8 of an inch from the top, at the top and the bottom, and mark it with, well, we'll turn it over on this side so that we can see our markings. Okay, so I've marked 7/8 of an inch on both sides, and we'll just cover that up with our paper. But that'll help us to know where we need to put our paper, how far from the top. So we'll put some snail on the back. And I like that this uses just one piece. It makes use of both sides of the paper. I feel like I get a good value when I do that. If there's any hanging over, you can take your sharp scissors or your snips and just trim it a little bit. And I realized I need to zoom out. Okay, that's probably better. Sorry, I knew I was going to forget to zoom out. All right, so now we're going to put our 3 pieces of ribbon right here. And they're going to be right next to each other as though they were one piece. And we'll start by, on the back above this here, we're going to put about 1 inch square of adhesive so that our ribbon has something to dig into. We'll start with our first piece, put it even with the DSP and even on the sides, and then just wrap it around. I'm going to try to make that right on the edge there. And then bring this one over and put it right on the edge of the DSP as well, so that I get a straight line. My ribbon will be straight. Okay, so that's my first ribbon. Then I'm going to put my next one. This one's a little high. I need to move it down. It's not right on the edge. There, that's better. Then my next ribbon is going to go right next to this one, right up against it. Bring it around and put that in. I need to save room for the next ribbon. Okay, so this one we're going to do right next to this one. Bring it around and there. And that's what it should look like. You shouldn't have any puckers either. So now we're going to put this on our card base, and remember that it needs to open up at the bottom. So we'll use some snail to do that. I have a piece of waxy strip from the mini glue dots that's going to help me to, whoops, this is going to go on top of our Calypso coral. Almost forgot, that would be a pretty big mistake, wouldn't it? Alright, this is going to go on our Calypso coral first and then on our card base. That looks much better. Sorry about that. And then this will go on our card base. So let me put this, some adhesive here. Now this is my pre-colored bear. I used bronze and ivory to color him. And then the one thing that I didn't cover in the video I did previously is the little dots here. Now you can use a black ink pen to kind of give him something so he's not floating, or you can use what I use, which is the Stampin' Right marker. I used the bullet end or the round end, and I just touched it to the paper in a straight line. I did like 4 on that side and 4 on that side. So this is going to go on the largest scallop circle that was in Calypso coral. Now you may have done yours in watercoloring, that's fine too. But I am loving the Stampin' blends, so whenever I can use those, there'll be my coloring preference. This is going to go on the front with some mini dimensionals. So I have my mini dimensionals on and I took the backs off, but if you have the bigger ones, that's all right, the regular size. I like the mini ones because they're not quite as thick as the regular ones. And this guy is just going to go here, kind of on the side, about a ½ inch from the Calypso coral, with the dots about even with this line here from the bottom, the top ribbon. But really you can just put it anywhere that you want. I'm going to use my plastic sheet from my mini glue dots. That looks about right, and that looks about straight. So I'm going to put it there. And then the last thing we have left to do, we have a couple things. Let's go ahead and put our happy birthday . Okay, our happy birthday's in there, and now we will just have our little embellishments here. We have 2 round circles and a heart, if I can get it over here. There. Where is my, here it is. So the heart, it will be the heart and then 2 circles. And I found it's easier to first, you're going to put them on the middle ribbon. Put one of the round circles in the middle, between here and here, in the middle on that ribbon. Then you're going to do the next circle, put it in between these 2 here, the edge of the DSP, and there. That's a little bit off. I will move it over there. And then the heart's going to go between here and here. I just find it easier to do the placement that way so that you get even placement. And hopefully my heart will go where I want it. It doesn't want to go there. Hold on. There, that's good enough. All right, we are finished with card number 2 in the We Must Celebrate online card class. I hope you enjoyed making that card with me. The next card will be card number 3. Check out my website, www.carolbcrafts.com, and find out how you can get the materials to make 8 cards, 2 of each design, absolutely as my gift to you, absolutely free to you, with the $60 retail purchase. Thanks for watching. Bye now.